Yo, this press play Tay, we back, y'all. I got that big U indictment info. I got Bricc baby telling the truth on why he really in the feds and who really snitching. Hit that subscribe and hit that like button, y'all.
The Bricc, not the cynic, man. You already know. I ain't back with no nothing one night, nothing like the other one that your brother said, man. They got me down with the dog pound, man. You already know. But look, I'm not trying to sit here and set off no BS. I gotta watch how I talk to stay monetized. Look, I ain't trying to set off no BS. I'm right here down because of. I'm not even gonna say that. Let's just say this. All of this started November 2020. They let Blue Jesus out of the county jail, man. I came home to a lose-lose situation, man. You know what I mean? One of my best friends, coming up on the day of all the stuff that's happening, I'm sitting back on my bunk and I'm sitting there just going through stuff, and one of my best friends and my brother got into a mean incident that turned out crazy, man. And my best friend still my road dog, whether he here or gone. And I ain't even had a chance to mourn him publicly on the streets because everybody tags me with another man's business. You know what I mean? Me and Eric have nothing to do with each other. You get what I'm saying? Me and Nipsey are, it's like you guys are closing me out to where I can't even love my brother the right way or mourn for my brother the right way. I think the world kept and they dukes up against me from the get-go. You know what I mean? Right now, I look back at all the hate on the streets. The internet really didn't know till I opened them up. But as soon as I came home, it was everybody against me. Everybody against me. The record deals, the record labels, all my homeboys in the industry, all of them. It didn't matter who it was. They were scared to be out with me publicly unless it was YSL. They were scared for me to come around because of my name being connected to that. I had no win. So you sit back and you watch all the hate. Blind stares from a million pairs of eyes. And they screaming, put him down. Oh yeah, they running parades at the Bricc baby in jail. You know what I mean? These are all the same people. Gotta pay attention. I can't talk too much, but you gotta understand. This has nothing to do with what I'm going through right now. But deep thoughts, it's like, where did everybody start hating me? Where did you start hating Bricc baby? Cause I got a whole lot of people that love me, but where did you start hating me? Cause everybody got a biased opinion of the Bricc after they figured out the relationship. I'm gonna let that sit there because I don't want to, you know what I mean? Even to the point to where the people that still represent the Marathon Foundation and the All Money In Foundation, you know what I mean? They resent the Bricc and they deal with people that hated Nip. And they know they did, but since he died, they've been being riders, meat eaters, you know what I mean, to the association and coming around just for the celebration, man, and y'all forgetting all the past events that happened, because I really was there. But that is, you know, we not going to talk about nothing in specific over this horn. Rest in peace to my boy, though. That day coming up and it's hard every time. I never celebrate this day. You going to see people celebrating this day. Pay attention. You know what I mean? Second, these people out here.
This call is from a federal prison.
That's over with, so I'm not even connecting this conversation to that, right? But everybody out there be begging for the title. Everybody begging for the title, but they name never get called, right? You know what I mean? You out there, you super representing this your section, this area, y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. I'm just trying to figure out why they name don't never get called. And the real ones don't never catch no break like you dudes that say that y'all real ones. Y'all tack on 1 million different extra joints a year. Just be right there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want the title, you know what I mean? But the name never get called, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't help it. That, you know what I mean? You just can't help it, man. You know, they start to point fingers at themselves. But it's all love, man. You know what I mean? It's the brick, not the trick. I don't even want to go down those avenues because we ain't producing no hate, man. Whoever want to support the brick while you down, man, you could go to Awful Lot of Cough Syrup and go get the Kill Squad mask. It'll be at Desto Dub. Go get you a Kill Squad mask. It'll be some t-shirts, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. You know what I mean? Do it for the kids. Happy birthday to my son. It's March 28, 2025, man. We on the way soon. But you know what I mean? Everybody want the title, but they name ain't never called, man. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say they the face, man. You know what I mean? Why don't you trade places with me since you the face, man? You know what I mean? It's the brick, man. You know what I mean? It's only one of me. You know what I mean? And I'm going to keep it authentic. That ain't put me down, man. You know what I mean? But it's neither here nor there. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype at all. What they put a nigga on the TV for, what they doing all that for, is all a bigger blessing up behind it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hear my family in the background. I ain't gonna take up too much time, man. They only giving me 10 minutes at a time, man. But look, yeah, I mean, this what we in it for. Wifey, kids, you know what I'm saying? Y'all see the demonstrations I've been putting down with these kids, man. The whole world know I love my kids. Every pod and every podcaster in America know Bricc Baby and his babies. You know what I mean? And that's the real, that's what really count at the end of the day. So no matter what happened with me, as long as I get that message across, you know what I'm saying, as a black working man, taxpaying citizen, man, you know what I mean? I have no fight. You know what I mean? My destiny was already made when I got here, man. I'm just living my life. You know what I mean? It's the brick.
Now, after y'all heard Bricc Baby break it all down and give y'all hints to what everything is happening, here go the dude that's really telling y'all. Peep it out.
We not here to make allegations in terms of who's snitching. We gonna tell you exactly who it is. And you know, a lot of people, of course, they want it to be Whack 100. They want it to be 600. Bricc Baby. We know Loose Cannon's already telling. He's self-snitching. He's implicated himself. But this individual right here is also snitching on Loose Cannon. But as of right now, we gotta say factually, it's none of them other dudes. But you know the saying, when life gives you lemons, you end up with Dale Morrison. Now, Dale Morrison is gonna be victim number one. This is actually gonna be the biggest rat in this case. So again, this is not CW1 who was pardoned by Joe Biden. And this is not witness one that was around the alleged murder situation in Nevada. The witness that was working as a security guard in the studio. This is the man that was getting extorted, so to speak. The one that was robbed by Loose Cannon. And the club promoter who set up the whole situation with Big U and Deja Vu, where it was said that Big U has shook down 30 racks out that situation. But the key thing, man, is who is Dale Morrison? Now, he's not only a rat, he's actually a club promoter, and I would say somewhat of an entrepreneur throughout the city. And the next question one may ask is, why Dale Morrison? Why was he being shook down? It seems like this dude is one of them guys playing all sides. Now, the key thing is Dale Morrison has been in the mix around all these dudes for a long time. Like I said, he's a club promoter, and anybody know these club promoters, they're the ultimate people person. But especially when you promoting black businesses, black clubs, black parties, you're gonna end up intertwining with the hood at some point, especially in LA. So we've seen Dale Morrison, not only with Big U, we've seen him with Nipsey, we've seen him with Gilly the Kid, Joe Moses. Like I said, this dude has been around everybody in the city And we gotta put this out so nobody else falls into the games that this dude is playing. Now, the paperwork has painted him out to be a victim, and on the contrary, painted Big U to just be somebody that got him in a headlock. But Dale Morrison is actually playing his own games in these streets, man. So the key thing right now is Morrison is under his own federal indictment, which has nothing to do with any of these dudes in this indictment with this Big U Rolling 60 situation. This dude had his feet in the streets, a full participant in the life of criminality. He's not just some weed shop owner that's trying to make a living and ends meet by playing it fair. This is the misconception of this whole situation. Now, the indictment that he's allegedly the main defendant on is a conspiracy with the intent to possess narcotics, also possession with the intent to distribute narcotics. And the main key thing is the feds are alleging that Dale Morrison is using businesses in LA as fronts, including the same business that Big U was allegedly shaking down. So we've seen Morrison with multiple different businesses: MLB Investments and Holdings, M4 Morrison Media Marketing and Management, DMO 20 Consultants LLC, Everybody Eats, which is also synonymous with the Everybody Eats Genetics cannabis business, which he's affiliated with. Now, at the time when he was allegedly participating in the conspiracy, some of these businesses were operating off some high rises off Fig. Now, as of today, he's changed the addresses to these businesses. But in 2020, it's alleged that he was working with 4 other co-conspirators by the names of Jordan Jackson, Keyshawn Brandon, Brittany Duff, and Deja Purifoy. Now, everybody except for Keyshawn Brandon was operating in Ohio. Keyshawn Brandon, aka Keys, is said to be Morrison's bodyguard, or security, so to speak, that protects his criminal endeavors. And it's said that on July 25th, 2020, Keys was chaperoning around 7,000 grams of meth, approximately 2,000 grams of powder, and around 5,300 grams of weed from LA to Ohio, which is when they got pulled over. And somehow, some way, it comes out that this shipment came from Dale Morrison. Now, mind you, this is July 2020. In the Big U indictment, the feds said they didn't start watching Big U until February 2021, after the alleged murder committed by Big U in Nevada. But again, they was already watching the 6-0s in 2020, and they were able to track 8 USPS packages sent from Ohio to different addresses in LA, some in the 40s, a business in the Mansfields, and of course, a Addy in the 6-0s, where it said that around 150 racks had came from Ohio and touched down to LA, which the feds are alleging is proceeds that Morrison was receiving in this drug conspiracy. Now, 6 days after they got caught in that car, Morrison's house was hit July 31st, 2020, where it said this dude also had a bunch of weapons. But he wasn't fully taken in on this indictment until a year later, April 28th, 2021. But the Big U document alleges that he was a known extortion target since the beginning of their investigation on Big U. So as we see here in this Big U paperwork, it states victim 1 has a criminal history that includes arrest for narcotics conspiracy and distribution in violation of Title 21, Section 846, respectively, for which he is pending sentencing. It's still an open Fed case. He hasn't been sentenced. Why? Because he's using his telling on Big U in this indictment, in which it says that victim 1 will likely receive cooperation credit based on this case in his unrelated pending drug case from the United States Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Ohio. So this information right here is why there's no need for guessing. There's no need for allegations. There's a lot of bunk that's coming out. Is this dude snitching? Is he snitching? You know, people grasping at straws just for the content. The paperwork is telling us who these people are. Now, like I said, in the forecast, there are some snitches that's coming out, but you know, that's neither here nor there, because we have to move factually when we talking about people as rats. And this is what I mean by, this is a dirty character right here. He caught an unrelated Fed case before any of this situation. and immediately start pointing fingers at the big fish because he's a little fish in the streets, but nonetheless, he's still in the streets. He's not some innocent victim just floating around getting a noogie on his head. You know what I'm saying? And then with that situation that they had at Deja Vu on Big U Party in 2021, he complained and snitched about Big U pressing him and the other promoter for 30 racks, but then he turns around the next year and still promotes his next party in 2022 at Cheetahs. This dude playing street games, but when the big fish come and collect, he want to point the finger now. But he got some even nastier work on his name. He's also been convicted of a robbery, and guess what? Human trafficking of a minor under the age of 18. Shit, I see why he's getting pressed. This is a weird dude in the streets. And it's also said that he has ties to Whack 100. We're gonna get to that though. Now, one can make the argument that Big U wouldn't even be under an investigation by the feds if it wasn't for this dude. Reason being is because the homicide that took place in Nevada was under investigation by the police in Nevada, not the feds. This dude comes along, and now you have the full RICO where we're talking about money, extortion, and robbery being involved into a full enterprise with Big U. Now, along with CW1, Morrison also told the feds about the Adrian Broner situation. He had a recording on Big U when he sat down with him April 14th and April 15th of 2022. He was mic'd up when Big U was talking about the Adrian Broner situation. Now, like I said, this is the same person that Loose Cannon admitted to robbing. This is one of the main reasons why Loose Cannon is sitting down. Not only did Loose Cannon talk on the podcast, but what sealed his fate was the dude he robbed was working as an informant. So like I said, all he had to do was corroborate the story that Loose Cannon told as being factual. And of course, with him being the victim, it was extremely easy for Loose Cannon to get snatched up. Now, like I said, he was around all these dudes before this investigation popped off, and he was around all the way up to when they got hit. But in the Big U video, we also spoke about a time when the Nevada police had went to Big U's house to pay him a visit in regards to the murder that took place out there. We see Dale Morrison on the wiretap with them later on that night, giving extortion payments to Vay. And he also dug into multiple details to the feds about how Big U tried to get him to line up other weed dealers and other businesses in the city. But the key thing, this dude was making 25% off of the tape. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like this dude was just living the worst life possible. He got tired of being punked, and his run-in with the feds in the situation in Ohio has led to him becoming spooked. And he's using that to get from up under Big U's thumb. Like I said, we seen this dude with all the rappers, promoting all the parties. We seen him promoting Filthy Rich, everybody. This is not somebody you want to be around. I'm gonna keep it real.